Holly Legier, 14 years, Vancouver, BC. I started in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, shortly after the games came to the Maritimes. After Halifax, I went to school in Ottawa, where they just kind of wrote me in and said, hey, you did this, do you want to keep doing it? I was like, yeah, I want to keep doing it. And when I eventually moved back to Halifax, I kept volunteering with the games there, and now I'm here in Vancouver. I am a professional broadcaster. I work for CBC. I'm a radio journalist. I write things for the radio. I think a really big part of, I was never good at sports, and I didn't really do any team things. So working in broadcast, it's a full team environment, and I routinely use those skills, those soft skills that you pick up when you're doing CIG and you're with that team and you're doing things with them all the time, that hive mind. Use it all the time in the workforce. Not to mention being able to be quick on your feet of something falls through and your deadline's in half an hour and what are you going to do? The ability to cope with rapid change and say I need to be clever quickly, I need to think about writing, all of those things I honed in the CIG, and I use those every single day as a journalist. My favorite memory as a player, one year we did, I think psychological thriller for our style event. I can't remember exactly what we called it, but we had someone with a violin and somebody with a cello, and I just remember this feeling of deep excitement about we were doing something different and edgy, and it just felt so fun to create something out of nothing. And I just remember we had this one event that went really, really well and was super spooky, but it was mostly just having so much fun with these people on stage and pulling something off that for a long time we're like, can we actually do this? Will this work? And then having it work was fantastic. Seeing the absolute joy on players' faces when they're up on that stage, not necessarily when they win. I mean, that is obviously all the feels, but 10 years after I graduated high school, being able to go back and seeing people have that same intense experience and seeing the love that they have for their teammates and the love that they have for this, quite frankly, kind of weird art form we do. I cry every time. Every time at finals, I cry, and I love it. I think the Canadian Improv Games is unique. I'm gonna say it in the world. You might see similar things at a university level in North America, certainly, but I've never heard of anywhere else that gives that freedom of artistic expression to high school students. And as an artistic medium, that's one thing, but just as a social learning tool, as a way to help kids figure out what they want and who they want to be and expose them to these wonderful things like teamwork and just figuring out how to be quick on your feet. I think that's unique to Canada, and I think it's better for it. The real talk answer is when I'm on stage, and this has been true ever since I was a high school student, when I'm on stage and I'm fully in that moment, I don't have time to be anxious about anything else. I don't have time to get caught up in anything else, and I feel like I spend a lot of my time just with this buzz in the back of my head, and when I'm doing improv, I'm really in it. I don't have that, and it's been tremendous for my mental health. So I think for me, improv is this permission to just have absolute freedom to just explore, whether that's cracking dumb jokes on stage or just having a genuine moment